All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming live from our Joburg office. Good morning and welcome back to the opening bell with myself, Tshepo and Ashley. And this is brought to you by TD Markets and TD Markets Academy every Mondays to Fridays at 9, streaming live on YouTube. I hope you guys are having a good Friday morning so far. All right, it's the end of the week. Well, almost the end of the week, but the end of the trading week. And we're going to look at the crypto and discuss crypto this morning. All right. And so we have Dogecoin, Cardano, Solana, and we're going to go back to Bitcoin. All right. So over and above everything, guys, we've already spoken about crypto. We've already spoken about what's happening in the crypto market. So that has not changed. All right. We're sticking to the same script. That has not changed. The cryptos right now are bearish because of manipulation, but the fundamentals are screaming bullish on Bitcoin. Now, let me just repeat that one more time, right? As for Bitcoin, we are currently in the Bitcoin season, but Bitcoin is still going down. The fundamentals are bullish, but the technicals are bearish, all right? So that is just pure manipulation. So now when you look at your meme coins, your altcoins, right, those ones are bearish. They've been bearish. They are bearish, right, because of what's happening. So now we are looking at Solana. I'm on Solana right now, where this is the weekly chart of Solana. We can see, the market just broke out of this. Let me just highlight this. The market just broke out of this. And now we're anticipating momentum to continue towards the downside. All right. To continue towards the downside. So we can easily see Solana going back to this low again. 95.3, around 95.3. We can see Solana going back to that low. Right. So which means on the lower time frames, the focus is just trading the current structure, which is towards the downside. And then you've got Dogecoin, which also it's breaking out of this, right? It's breaking out of this as well. We can see that there were tops and there were bottoms here. So it's breaking out of that. So now we're just looking for a continuation towards the downside. If you look at this on the weekly, this is how it's looking, right? There was a little bit of a spike there. Now price is going towards the downside. This would have been a trading opportunity, by the way, right? From that all the way down to this low, it would have been a trading opportunity. Okay. So yeah, so Dogecoin, we remain bearish. Cardano, we also remain bearish because it's trading within the structure. We can easily see Cardano going back to this low, right? To this low right there. All right. So these altcoins are bearish. And then you've got Bitcoin. We spoke about Bitcoin yesterday. If you refer back to yesterday's opening bell, you'll see, right? So with Bitcoin, a few indicators within the crypto market, all right? Crypto is an interesting market. Now we have liquidation heat map, all right? So in the past 24 hours, there has been a lot of long positions that has been liquidated, right? Long positions have been forcefully closed. That's what liquidation means, right? These positions have been forcefully closed. So it's I think $1.57 billion worth of long positions have been forcefully closed. So what does this mean? It means the weight is still towards the downside. So people that have been holding long positions have been taken out because of liquidity. All right. So now a lot of momentum and weight is now towards the sell side. That's what it means. And then you've got your net inflows, your net flows, your ETF net flows, right? And we have seen in the past 24 hours, in fact, this whole week, we have seen a lot of Bitcoin outflows and Ethereum outflows. What does that mean? It means the funds that are rotating, right? There's been funds that have rotated out of BTC ETFs, right? I'm talking about ETFs, out of BTC ETFs. Now, which means that that drops the price because now they need to recoup those funds that have been rotated out of BTC. So if there was inflows, if money rotated into the BTC ETFs, that means now that money is going to be used to invest it back into the ETF. And that, as a result, pushes price towards the upside, just in a nutshell, right? So whenever there's outflows, it's bearish for that underlying asset. In this case, Bitcoin outflows, all right? So now these two indicators I just spoke about, the the net flows, the ETF net flows, as well as liquidation, just screams momentum, bearish momentum, right? But if you really dive deep into the fundamentals, guys, the fundamentals, the regulations, the bills that have been passed, everything screams bullish on Bitcoin. But you've got manipulation that's causing price to go down, right? At some point, we are going to see Bitcoin resuming towards the upside, going back to that long-term all-time high. But we just need to wait for that. All right. So at the moment, Bitcoin, yesterday we spoke about Bitcoin when it was here. We said this thing is going to drop, right? Drop back to this low here, right? At least for the remainder of this week, we're anticipating Bitcoin to drop. And it dropped. It came back to this low. So now we anticipate it to drop back to this low now. And that will complete our setup. So we're now looking at, it's almost there, 80,516. All right. So that's basically what is happening with the crypto at the moment. Ethereum, we'll cover Ethereum later on, but it's also dropping. BTC also dropping. And then you've got your altcoins that are also dropping. So that is, in a nutshell, what is happening at the moment. Price manipulation is when the big boys puts a lot of orders in a different direction to stop out retail traders. That's the basis of it. So when you talk about manipulation, price manipulation is when the big boys or the large institutions deliberately forces the market in the opposite direction just to stop out retail traders, to stop out the small fish, right? So that they can benefit from a better rate, a better price rate. For instance, let's say I'm going to use the USD ZAR to better explain this. So let's say the USD ZAR is going up and has been pushing up. Obviously, there are pullbacks in between. So let's say now within the bullish market, the market corrects and there is a specific level where probabilities are high for the market to resume the trend towards the upside. All right. Now, when price gets to that zone, you and I are going to be taking buys because we're looking at this zone. It might be a support zone. It might be a Fibonacci zone. It might be demand and supply, whatever the case is. But let's say that zone is on 16 Rand. As an example, 16 Rand. The market pulled down to 16 Rand. So we're taking buys on 16 Rand. Now, obviously, the large institutions, right, the big boys, we call them big boys, they know how retail traders think and react when certain price movements occur. So now with the specific price movements where the market pulled back to 16 Rand, they would deliberately forces the market or causes the market to go a little bit lower than that to take our stop losses, to take us out, for them to benefit from a better rate, for them to buy the market. So they wouldn't buy the market on 16 Rand as we would. They would deliberately force the market to go down so that they stop us out, get a better price, and then push the market towards the upside. So that instance, that is what manipulation is. It doesn't happen every single time, but with experience, you'll be able to pick these things up, right? So at the moment, for all the beginner traders watching this, it might not make sense, right? But with enough experience, you will start noticing these things. So it's not an issue. So that's what manipulation is. Bitcoin is just manipulated because the fundamentals are saying Bitcoin is going up. And these fundamentals are fundamentals that have been there, that have been pushing price towards the upside. So they're still happening, but price is not pushing up as yet, right? So there's been a lot of buy positions. Right? Buy positions, but the price has been going down. At some point, the market will do this at some point, right? We're not anticipating price to go all the way down. At some point, it's going to do this. Then you guys will see that this move towards the downside was just pure manipulation from the big boys. So that's basically what manipulation is. All right. So guys, this is how things are looking this Friday morning. It has been a good week. Our movements have been playing out. The ones we discussed on the trading room, on the opening bell. So you guys should be having a good start to 2026. This year, it should be a different one. All right. So this year is where now you have to reach your trading goals. We are here to assist you guys, of course. So we're going to end it here for this morning. Enjoy the rest of your day, your weekend, and we'll catch you guys back again on Monday. Cheers.